Thank you for tuning in. I'm Rosie of Rose's Greenery. I am a plantita from Quezon City, Philippines. I'd like to welcome you guys to the 4th episode of Meet My Plant Wednesdays. So today, I'd like you guys to meet my Peperomia Scandens Variegata or the Cupid Peperomia. This tiny heart-shaped leaf plant is my new favorite because of her unique foliage, and she's an easy-to-grow houseplant. She has bright colors of white on the edges and green inner side leaves. She has this shiny waxy feel on her leaves, just like other peperomias such as the watermelon peperomia and obtusifolia. This is a vining plant that is perfect for any hanging basket. I'd say she's one of the easiest peperomias I've taken care of. I got this last October and she was only this small, but now she has grown longer and has started to trail off the sides. So I will share with you today on how I take care of this beautiful plant. Disclaimer guys, I'm not a plant expert. I'm just describing her to you based from my experience in taking care of her. I didn't find lots of articles on how to take care of the Peperomia Scandens. And you know, if you're located somewhere with a climate or weather as with the Philippines, then this might be applicable for you. I keep her in a bright area up in our shaded roof deck, and she gets about 1 to 2 hours of sunlight in the morning between 7 to 9 a.m. If you have this plant indoors, she'll need partial light or a medium light, as I've read that this type is a semi-succulent type of plant. I used to keep her hanging up, that gets a lot of indirect sunlight. But I always find her leaves looking really droopy since she dries out fast. So what I did is tinanggal ko yung wires niya that is used for hanging, and I put her on the floor since I need to have easy access to her since I water her a lot. Now speaking of watering, I water these scandens more frequently than my other peperomias. Peperomias can actually store water since they are succulent to semi-succulent plant, but for this, she seems to love a lot of water. Now since I keep her in a bright spot and I have her in a hanging planter, she doesn't have a lot of soil. So she dries out fast. That's why I water her 2 to 3 times a week. I know you'd say it's too much for a peperomia, but from what I have observed, she loves her medium a little moist. As in a bit moist, not soggy or wet-looking soil. So in general, I water her whenever I see the topsoil dry. So I give her full bath once a week where I make sure the water leaks at the bottom part. Then just after a few days, I give her water just enough to keep her soil moist. Also, she does not have an extensive root system. Unlike philodendrons na usually mas mahaba pa sa plant yung roots nila, this one yung roots niya, they are short and thin. So the roots are unable to reach the moisture underneath the pot. So might as well keep the topsoil moist. And with our weather here up in our roof deck, we usually get more than 30 degrees Celsius of temperature. So the moist on her medium usually just lasts for a couple of days or so. And surprisingly, 2 to 3 times of watering seems to make her happy. And of course, if you keep her indoors, less watering is required since your medium do not dry out that fast compared outdoors. I have not repotted this plant yet, and her current medium is just a normal potting mix. Well, I have not repotted this plant since I have plans of hanging her up again during the rainy season when she will require less watering. I've read that peperomias do well with a balanced fertilizer 3 to 4 times a year, But for this, since I got her, I haven't given her any fertilizer. Well, she seems she doesn't need any push from any nutrient for now. I've read that peperomia plants in general are non-toxic to pets or people. Well, I have tried to cut this back since she's been growing uncontrollably. So I took a few cuttings on her to propagate, and I removed some of the leaves at the bottom part since they'll just rot when I put them in water or soil. I have cuttings which I tried to put in water and wait for roots to develop. So far, it's been a couple of weeks and I already see signs of root growth. And there is this very thin root. If you could see it, it is as thin as hair. Then I also have these few cuttings which I've put directly to soil. And so far, here she is. I think she's fine. I also checked one cutting earlier if she has already produced roots, but wala pa siyang roots na develop. But I'm hoping that she'll soon develop roots. Well, I have watched other peperomia videos. They try to dip the cutting first in a rooting hormone powder. Well, success rate was higher with that method of propagation. And they actually put the plant inside a plastic bag, trying to recreate a terrarium-like environment for the plant. So, that would give more humidity for the plant. Unfortunately, I still haven't received my rooting hormone yet, which I have already ordered online. I'm waiting for it to be delivered, but I will definitely try that method. And I'll give you an update on the comment section of this video next time. In terms of pests or any problems I've had with this plant, well, so far, she's doing really well for me. I've never had any problem with this one. I only give more attention to her compared to my other peperomias, but still she's my go-to peperomia plant. So if you'll ask me for recommendation of what peperomia plant to get, I'd say try her since she's really an attractive plant and easy to care for. So yeah, that's all I have to share about my Peperomia Scandens. I hope you find this video helpful. And if you guys have any other experience or tips on how to take care of her, leave a comment below for other tips, as I also love learning from you guys. If you have questions, I'd be happy to answer them for you. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. You could also share this, and please subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon so you'll know once I upload a new video. Also, before I forget, this Saturday I'll be giving a tour of the recent Orchids Festival in QC Circle. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-ers!